Yeah. You know what? We've been playing you guys on Crescent Hill Radio for a while, and I'm glad we got a chance to get you in the studio.
Thank you.
Here on Cumberland Country and Crescent Hill Radio, we're all about local and regional country, bluegrass, and Americana music. You from the area, Chris?
I am. I was born here. I grew up here in the city and on a farm, and left here when I was pretty young, hitchhiked out across the country and lived in California for a few years, and I came back.
Okay.
So I've been living here for a few years.
Right.
And going between here and Nashville.
All right. Well, you hitchhiked to California, man. That I've heard that story so many times. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Well, I my parents don't know that.
Okay.
They do now.
No, I took a bus to Chicago, and from there I hitchhiked out across the country when I was 19, and it was a real experience. It was times I didn't know if I'd make it alive, but we had a good time. I learned a lot, met a lot of people, and ended up went to Hollywood to try to make it in music.
Right.
And you say we? Who was? Did you do it alone?
I did it alone. I did it alone. I met some people along the road.
Okay.
And from different places, and when I ended up down in Hollywood trying to make it, and they didn't want to buy what I had to sell, so I ended up back up in San Francisco for a few years. I lived there, and
tell us a little bit more. Let's go back about growing up. It says here that you had your parents had 10 kids, man.
Yeah. We grew up in a real small house here in Louisville. Our house is gone now. The airport took it when they expanded.
Okay.
And it was tough. It was a tiny house, three to a bed sometimes.
Wow.
When it was hot, we had to sleep on the linoleum floor because we didn't have air conditioning.
Right.
And we worked really hard. My dad worked 3 jobs, and between the farm and all of the jobs, it kept us busy, and all of us kids had to pitch in. The CD's named after the first song on the CD, called "Broken Hearted Friends."
And I guess that's what your band's named after too.
Yeah. I actually got into country by accident.
Okay.
I went through a pretty bad divorce after laying off music for years,
right.
and wrote that song. And a good friend of mine who's a comedian here in town named Tom Mabe,
sure.
He introduced me to Jim Moose Brown down in Nashville, and that's how it got started.
Jim Moose Brown, man, that's a good guy to know. Okay, man. You know what? I think it's about time you play something live for us, man.
Great. Love to.
Chris is going to walk over to his position to play live.
One of the first songs we recorded, and it's a pretty soulful ballad. So hopefully you guys you'll like this.
All right, If You Make It to Heaven, Chris Leigh and the Broken Hearts.
Another drunk evening, I don't know her name. Just another dancer, she don't have the answers. She wants more than change. Outside the strip club, an old man said to me, "Son, you can't get to heaven with this kind of living, it's all misery." And I said to him, "Well, if you make it to heaven, tell them I'm not doing well. And could they send me an angel? 'Cause I've done my time here in hell. These streets are uneven, had to sit before I fell. And where is that bottle? I rest on these church steps just for a spell." The very next morning, a preacher said to me, "Son, you can't get to heaven without some forgiving. come inside, you'll see. And I said, well, if you make it to heaven, tell me I'm not doing well. And could they send me an angel? 'Cause I've done my time here in hell. Last night I thought I heard Jesus calling my name. I ran my car off the road in the pouring rain. If I make it to heaven, tell 'em I'm not doing well. And could they send me an angel? 'Cause I've done my time. Yes, I've done my time. Well, I've done my time here in hell. Another drunk evening. I don't know her name. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you
It's
very
Chris
much.
Leigh and the Broken Hearts
Thank you.
with